produced a yet more powerful car, the 12-cylinder Delage with its twin superchargers. Last year, there were many fatal accidents, and riding mechanics are now banned. The Delages are fast, but have teething troubles. Alphas win again, with the great Ascari at the top of his form. Ascari comes to Montlieri for the French Grand Prix. Over quarter distance, Antonio Ascari does his last lap. On a fast bend, his car leaves the road, and one of the greatest of all drivers is killed. The other Alphas are withdrawn as a mark of respect. This is the first time France has won her Grand Prix for over 10 years, but it is a hollow victory for Delage and for Robert Benoist, who with characteristic chivalry will place his winner's garlands on the wreckage of Ascari's car. This film of the Alpha team is taken in France before the tragic race. And here is one last look at the great Antonio Ascari. Their hero is dead as the crowds flock to Monza to see the swan song of the P2 Alpha. Next year, a new formula will reduce Grand Prix engines to 1.5 litres. Bugatti has come to Italy with his team. His cars have a beauty and craftsmanship that will always be loved and cherished. But he obstinately refuses to supercharge, giving them far less power than their rivals. The Duesenbergs are being driven by Peter Kreis and Tommy Milton. Sunbeams have given up. Britain has only one privately entered Eldridge. The Alpha team include Campari and Count Brilli-Peri. Last-minute instructions include how to work the flag. As the last seconds tick away, someone stands in front of the camera, and they're off. Again, the P2 Alphas are out in front, although for one lap, Peter Kreis takes the lead for America. For a short, exciting time, Tommy Milton gets within striking distance, only to drop back later. Brilli-Peri's pit work is rapid. It's still limited to the driver and one mechanic, although he no longer rides. Brilli-Peri is taking the lead. Campari lost time. It's a win for Brilli-Peri. Campari brings another P2 into second place. The very successful 2-litre formula is ending. It has been dominated by Italy, first with Fiats and then Alphas. The light car races have seen the invincible Talbots sweep home time after time. There is one hitch, right at the end of a race at Montlieri, when Count Canelli challenges his teammate. He crossed the line upside down. It's a wasted effort. George Duller wins, and the Count is second with a few bruises and explanations to give his team manager. The new formula, and a French Grand Prix with only 3 cars. Reduced to 1.5-litre engines, Bugatti has given in and fitted superchargers, but there is no competition. Until now, there has been little spectacle in sports car racing. A limit on fuel consumption tended to cut down speed. Although it was all taken very seriously, with technical experts to help and plenty of skilled supervision. Every part of the car's got the same rigorous testing. It's the racing that just hasn't the real Grand Prix atmosphere. That is until a sports car race at Le Mans. The 24-hour Grand Prix d'Endurance captures everyone's imagination. This is real motor racing with cars that can be used for family outings. Even the hoods must be put up for the opening laps. It's a major international event with British Bentleys and French Lorraine Dietrichs competing for high honours. Lorraine Dietrichs come in first, second and third, giving an overwhelming victory to France. Motor racing in the States is different. There is no shortage of spectacle, but it is more of a demonstration of human courage than of automobile engineering. However, it isn't just a circus. Track racing does develop high-speed cars. At Indianapolis, there's a win at just over 100 for Peter DePaulo in a supercharged Duesenberg. The Miller is also an advanced design, and here's another famous winner, Frank Lockhart. By August, Grand Prix racing is reviving in Europe, and there's a team of new 1.5-litre Delages for the RAC Brooklands Grand Prix. The new cars have teething troubles, but they are good enough to win all the same. The new formula isn't applied in Germany. And this Grand Prix might have been forgotten if it wasn't for number 14, a privately entered Mercedes driven by a young car salesman, Rudy Caracciola. Number 14 has stalled. This is the chance the young enthusiast begged for, and he is already left behind. Then on the 5th lap, it begins to rain. Adolf Rosenberger on a second Mercedes crashes while in the lead. Urban Emmerich then leads and also crashes. Fantastically, however, the rain has not slowed Rudy Caracciola, and a completely unknown driver wins a Grand Prix. There is growing public interest in the world's land speed record. The first man to reach 150 miles an hour officially is Malcolm Campbell with a Sunbeam. Seagrave now takes the record by a small margin. A month later, Parry Thomas, a gifted engineer and designer, puts the record up by nearly 20 miles an hour with his aero-engined car, Babs. A great battle is now on to be the first man to reach 3 miles a minute. In January, Campbell arrives at Pendeen with a completely new car, the Napier Campbell Bluebird. He takes the record, but just fails to reach the magic 180. On Thursday, the 3rd of March, Parry Thomas is feeling better after a bout of flu and decides to make his bed. On the first 2 runs, Babs is fast, but not fast enough. On the 3rd, she is seen to be smoking. One of the great individuals of motor racing is dead. Meanwhile, in Florida, all the ballyhoo of the time is underway. Seagrave's new Sunbeam has 2 aero engines. In such a car, the tires can only be guaranteed for a life of 3.5 minutes flat out. His His speed both ways works out at over 203 miles an hour. President Doumergue and Monsieur Briand are at Montlhéry for the French Grand Prix. Faced with the now fabulous Delage, Bugatti has withdrawn his works team and the entry is small. The Talbots are fast, but they do not stand the pace. The day finishes with Delage's first, second and third. No wonder Louis Delage is pleased as he poses with Chamberlain and Levine, the latest flyers across the Atlantic. The winner is Robert Benoist, a man who drove and lived with courage and enthusiasm. During the war, he died as a leader of the resistance. He is driving the only Delage to compete against the latest front-drive Miller in the Italian Grand Prix. On a wet road, Benoist averages over 90 to win by 22 minutes. He has started in 5 races this year and won them all. Women are now proving that they can be as fast as most men. Some women motorists achieve great fame. This winner of a Grand Prix d'honneur is called Miss Danguet. The holiday meetings at Brooklands are also great fun. You may see Kay Don with one of the last of the Grand Prix Sunbeams. Or a Benz alleged to have been Hindenburg's staff car in the Kaiser War. Just look how the ancient Benz